One day, the Emperor Akbar went the jungle to hunt, but when he followed a new trail, he got lost. He called for help, but no one answered. It was no use. The sun was setting, and the Emperor realized how serious was his plight. He called out, "Here I am, all alone in the woods, and it's getting darker and darker every second." A young man named Mahesh lived in a hut nearby. He heard the call and ran over. You can be sure the Emperor was glad to see him. "I know the way back to the palace," said Mahesh to the Emperor. "Follow me." Safe at last at his castle, the Emperor said, "Young man, I want to give you a gift." He took a ring of emerald and gold from his finger and gave it to Mahesh. "In a few days," said Emperor Akbar, "come back to the palace. I want to give you something else, even more grand." A few days later, Mahesh came to the palace gate. A guard at the door stopped him. "Halt," he said. "You do not look like someone who should see the Emperor." "But I have come to see him," said Mahesh, "and the Emperor knows me." He showed the guard the fine ring that Emperor Akbar had given him. "Well," thought the guard to himself, "it is not every day I see such a ring. I have no idea how such a common man acquired such a fine ring. But this could be just the chance I have been looking for." "Listen carefully," said the guard. "I will let you inside on one condition. Any gift you get from the Emperor, I must get half." The guard crossed his arms. "That's the deal." What could Mahesh do? He agreed. The guard led him into the palace and showed him to the royal room of Emperor Akbar. My young friend in the woods called Emperor Akbar when he saw Mahesh. "I'm very glad you came back. Now I can give you another gift. What would you like from the King of Hindustan?" "Your Majesty," said Mahesh with a bow, "I would like 50 lashes." "What?" said the Emperor. "Surely you can't be serious." The royal advisors were shocked. "This young man is crazy," they whispered. "It makes no sense," said Emperor Akbar. "Why would you ask for such a thing?" "I will tell you after half the lashes," said Mahesh. So the Emperor had no choice but to command his royal courtiers to whip the young man, and they did as commanded. After the 25th lash, Mahesh asked the king to call the guard who was standing outside the room. "I wonder what fine jewel or gift I'm getting," smiled the guard. "This is my lucky day." Grinning, the guard strode into the room. Mahesh pointed to him and said, "My Emperor, in order to enter the palace to see you, I had to promise this guard half of any reward I got from you, as I must keep my word. It is time now to give him the other half of my reward. The emperor now understood exactly what had happened. Tell me, he said slowly to the guard, would you say you deserve half the reward I just gave to this young man? I would say I do, Your Majesty, said the guard with a bow. And I would agree, said the emperor. You should know this young man requested 50 lashes. He already took half. So now you shall now receive the other half. What's more, I command you to 5 years in prison. Emperor Akbar was more pleased than ever with Mahesh, who had found a way to justice in a difficult situation. He invited Mahesh to stay at the palace and serve as his royal advisor. And there Mahesh served for many long years.